welcome to the channel. I'm Dave Knapman on the Mounjaro. That's why I'm here. You are on the pen. The Ozempic, Wegovy, Saxenda, Victoza, Trulicity, Mounjaro pen. That's why you're here. And we're all here to learn a little bit more about our journeys. Before we get started here with this 10-month Mounjaro update, I want you to hit that like, hit that bell, hit that sub, and share this video with somebody that might find it helpful. So that's what we got going on today. It's a 10-month update, right? And you know, I've struggled to do these monthly updates. I've done them faithfully, but I've struggled every time it's time to do them in the last few months because, you know, to be honest with you, my weight hasn't changed. My weight hasn't changed in months, right? And that can be very disappointing, but I've powered through and done these videos because I know that I'm not the only one who's experienced that. So a little bit of background about my story is that I'm a type 2 diabetic. I was diagnosed in November of 2021 with type 2 diabetes. I was at 319 pounds at that time. So having yo-yoed on keto for almost 20 years, my entire adult life, I was skeptical when my doctor said, well, the way that we can keep you off medication as a type 2 diabetic is to have you eat keto. And he said, the great thing is you'll lose weight. I've got a program, ba-da-da-da-da. So I was really excited about this. I was ready to give it another honest try at losing weight with keto, even though, like I said, I'd been on it probably on average, about 3 months out of every year for the better part of 20 years. Let's say about 16, 17 years. And so I was very, very strict. I've got 4 little kids and I just want to be here for them. I want to be around for them. So that was my motivator. And for a solid year, I stuck to that keto plan. My A1C was under control. That was great. But in a year of strict keto diet, I lost 7 pounds. I went from 319 pounds to 312 pounds. And that is when my doctor introduced me to Mounjaro. Sorry, I've got to plug my phone in there. So my doctor introduced me to Mounjaro. And the reason that I got introduced to Mounjaro is because he was scratching his head after I'd been through this program. It's a very few people that I put on this program actually do not lose a significant amount of weight. And the thing is, he knew that I was being a good patient, a good student of his keto program because I wear a continuous glucose monitor. So that there's no hiding your diet from your glucose monitor as a diabetic. When you eat carbohydrates, your sugars go up and wonky and out of control. My sugars were flatlined for the better part of a year. So we looked at bariatric surgery. Turns out obesity coverage, not something that I have. I'm fortunate enough to have on my insurance formulary. So Wegovy was out. Bariatric surgery was out. So I said, well, as a diabetic, there's another medicine out there. It's called Mounjaro, and that's how I was introduced to Mounjaro. So I started my Mounjaro journey on November 8th of 2022. So I'm 10 months into that journey. And what it has helped me do is it helped me hit a 30-pound weight loss. So I'm down from 312 pounds to 380 pounds. Between 280 and 282 is about where I'm fluctuating today. Now, I hit that 30-pound weight loss all the way back in about April of this year. And what happened kind of at that same time is I was on the 15 milligram dose and I started getting really bad migraines. And these migraines were insufferable. So I ended up titrating all the way back to 5 milligrams. When I did that, it was a pretty big shock to my system. I gained back 8 pounds in that month. And then slowly, I've been titrating up. So I did 1 month on the 5, and then I went up to the 7.5. I was there for 2 months. And now I've been on the 10 for about 2 months. And I'll be moving to the 12.5 in about the next week. And I've lost that 8 pounds back, so I'm down to 280 again, which is great, and losing on the higher doses. So I'm really excited to move forward with the 12.5 and ultimately to the 15 again. I'm now on a combination of Topamax and Phentermine, which is, basically kind of the generic cocktail of Qsymia, which is an obesity medication. Topamax is actually something that's supposed to help people with migraines, so it's prescribed often for migraines. So I'm hopeful that as I titrate up, that cocktail will be the right recipe for being able to get back on the 15 and really start losing some weight again. People all often ask me, what are you doing for diet? What are you doing for exercise? And the first thing I say to people is, don't talk to an obese person about the ideal way to lose weight and maintain weight. I mean, I'm an obese person, so I'm feeling my way through this just like you are, right? But here's what I would say, because now I've got a channel where I have, over 4,000 followers over here on YouTube. I've got over 5,000 followers on TikTok. So, between all my social medias, over 10,000 people, and I interact routinely with a good percentage of those people. And I get the question a lot, like, what should I be doing for diet? What should I be doing for exercise? And my answer is this, right? And this is what I'm doing for myself. While I try to eat a lower in carbohydrate diet because it gives my pancreas a break, I'm a diabetic, and I don't want to overtax my pancreas by requiring lots of high levels of insulin all the time because of my dietary intake. So I eat lower carb because I'm diabetic. So I've resigned myself to a lifetime of lower carb eating. But my suggestion to you is not to worry so much about what this person or that person who's lost a pile of weight is doing for diet and exercise. What you need to worry about is what can you maintain for the rest of your life in both the from both the dietary aspect and the exercise standpoint. Both things are very important to your weight loss journey, to be sure. But you're not trying to lose 100 pounds just to go back to a different lifestyle. You need to find a way to lose it. Slowly and steadily is the best way. And find a way to lose it in a way that you can maintain that level of diet, that level of exercise for the rest of your life. We're looking for a lifestyle change. And that's very hard if you're like me, where you had a brain that was wired for the diet culture. Like, what can I do to lose 20 pounds in 20 days, 30 pounds in 30 days, 50 pounds in 50 days? That's where our brains are at. Like, let me know in the comments if you're one of those people who's actually searched YouTube for something exactly like that. 20 pounds in 20 days, 30 pounds in 30 days. You get the drift. If you're obese and you have struggled with obesity for a long time, you get the struggle, right? So please, 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 let's focus less on what other people have done to be successful, and let's focus on what you can do to be successful. What are the things that you enjoy food-wise? Don't cut them completely out, because you don't want to live the rest of your life without that food. It's something that you enjoy, and you ought to be able to enjoy life. Even as an obese person, you ought to be able to enjoy a donut if you enjoy a donut. You ought to be able to enjoy a slice of pizza if you enjoy pizza. But how can you work that into a lifestyle change that accomplishes your health goals, your weight goals? And then from a movement standpoint, if CrossFit and Orange Theory are not something that you can maintain the rest of your life, sure, do it for a season if you can do it for a season. Do it for life if you love it and you can do it for life. But find the things from a movement standpoint that you love, that doesn't feel like exercise, that feels like something that is a reward for your mind, your body, and your spirit. Because this is a journey of the mind, the body, and the spirit. And the Mounjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy, Saxenda, Victoza, Trulicity, whatever GLP-1 medication you're on, is addressing the biological side of things. It's not addressing the emotional and the spiritual side of things. And so we want to find something that we can maintain for the rest of our life. And these medications are a tool to do just that. So I hope that you found this update informative. I realize it's not grabby. It's not like, hey, I lost 100 pounds in 10 months or 200 pounds in 10 months. I've still got a ways to go. I've got another probably 80 pounds that I would like to lose. And I know that I'll get there. But I'm not, at 10 months as focused on a timeline for that as I was 10 months ago. I remember sitting there before I started taking Mounjaro and just thinking, you know, in 10 months, I'll be 100 pounds lighter. If I lose by the clinical trials, if I lose by the way that I'm hearing other people are losing, that's where I'll be. You know what? That's not my story and that's not my journey. For those of you who it is, great, awesome. Now, how can we maintain it? How can we get to those maintenance goals? For me, I can't wait to get back up to the 15 because I'm still a biologically broken person. My metabolic system is in disorder, dysregulation, and GLP-1s and Mounjaro, which obviously has the GIP agonist as well, helps to reset a balance that doesn't exist in my body as a type 2 diabetic. And once I get back up to the 15, I'm excited for that. And I'm continuing to move. I'm continuing to prioritize protein when I eat. I'm continuing to focus on eating in a caloric deficit, but I'm also focusing on a way of eating that I know that I can maintain for the rest of my life. I hope this was helpful for you. Please hit that like, hit that bell, hit that sub, and we will catch you on the next update. Until then, thank you so much for being the best part of what I do here at Man on the Mounjaro. You're literally the reason I make this content. So thank you for following, thank you for liking, for sharing, and thank you especially to the members of this channel who really make all this happen. Until the next one, we'll catch you later.